Hello sweet friends, this is Gina. Welcome to the TheReBookery channel. Today I'm going to share with you some kits that I have been working on and I plan to release over the next few months. I'm going to have these kits be centered around themes or dolls or toys that were my favorites when I was a kid growing up in the 70s and 80s. So I'm going to start off this month with Raggedy Ann and Andy, because those were two of my favorites when I was a young kid. I loved the books, I loved the dolls, I loved anything that had to do with it. I think I even dressed up as Raggedy Ann one Halloween. I think I was in kindergarten and I had a mop for my hair and it was just, yeah, it was the cutest thing ever. So what I've been doing is I have been collecting Raggedy Ann journal ephemera or Raggedy Ann books, things that you could use in your journal, especially if you were doing like a This Is Me journal. So if you remember, this is me journal, and I made it out of my own clothes from when I was a little baby, and it's just got a lot of memories about me when I was growing up, and I feel like I need to get back in here and journal. It's been a while since I've journaled, but I'm going to document all of the things that I love, like my toys and stuff, and Raggedy Ann is going to be a big part of this journal. So I've been collecting a lot of things that I want to be able to put into my journal spread, and as I did this, I realized I have enough stuff that I could make kits. So for this themed kit, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to have 12 different kits. So there will be 12 kits in my Etsy shop. And they will be based on, like, you'll buy them according to what book you want. So I have 4 different Raggedy Ann books. So this is Raggedy Ann and Andy and the Rainy Day Circus. And all of the books that I pulled are in good to very good condition. So the pages are all there. They're clean. They may have the inscription written in the inside cover, but they can be read or they can be cut up and used as ephemera. So there's Raggedy Ann and the Rainy Day Circus, so there's 3 of those. I have 2 Raggedy Ann and Andy 5 birthday parties in a row, and all the illustrations are gorgeous. They're just so full of color. Just the cutest illustrations, like with their faces and stuff. Raggedy Ann and the Cookie Snatcher, I have 4 of those. This is a super sweet story because this pulls in their dog. And yeah, love, love, love this one. And then the last one is Raggedy Ann and Andy and the Little Gray Kitten, and I have 3 of those. And this one has Marcella. It was Marcella's nursery that they all played in. So, okay, so those are the books. So in each kit, you'll get a book. You will get a paper pack full of the most Raggedy Ann-alicious papers I could find, and I'm going to show them to you here in just a second. And then you'll also get a little wrapped in an Andy fabric, and then it's got this little yarn that is adhered to this. It's like wound around this old Raggedy Ann card, and then I've tied it with some cute little ribbon. So I'm going to take the whole thing apart and I'll show you what you will get in this kit. So this summer I went to an estate sale and I found this fabric. There was about 9 yards of it, and yeah, I had to have it. So it's been cleaned, it's been pressed, and when I cut out the squares to go in the kit, it's a rectangle. I tried to make sure that you got 2 full figures, at least 2 full figures, so 1 Raggedy Ann and one Raggedy Andy, and then you'll have, you know, just pieces of the figures within the block. So for the measurements on this, I think I went like anywhere from 14 inches to about 12 inches. So, and it was give or take, like some of them are a little bit longer, some of them are a little bit wider, but like I said, there's two full figures, and then there will be an assortment of the other figures on the fabric, and it's been all cleaned and pressed. So then I've also given you some Raggedy Ann fabrics that I felt like would go with this. So let's say you were making a journal and you use this fabric as the cover, or you use this fabric as some of the pages. I threw in a square that I thought would match it perfectly. So this is like a cheater quilt, and it has this red and blue and green. Then I have this piece right here, this calico kind of print that's all blue. This piece right here I love. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it looks like little cross stitches, and it's in that Raggedy Ann red and blue, and oh, it's so cute. So there's a piece of that fabric. There is this same size, I just turned it this way. This one has red and blue again, and this one's got hearts. And then this navy blue fabric with these flowers. And then I did some die cuts. So I pulled in some green and then some stripes. And this is a thicker fabric too. So you get 6 of these die cut hearts. Okay, so that's the fabric. Then I have, this is a yarn and trim. It was sold by Hallmark. And I'm trying to see, it says 1977. So this is new old stock. It's kind of crinkly and wrinkly. It has the foam, that's not foam anymore. It's actually pretty hard, but it's adhesive. And I don't know if you want to pull it off and see if it still sticks, that's fine. But this is the original yarn that went with it. It says 6 yards, and you can use the yarn, you can use the card. There's all kinds of things you could do with this. And this is that fun ribbon yarn that I know I used to have when I would have ponytails in my hair, pigtails and ponytails. My mom would always use this yarn as my ribbon. So this will be folded up, and it will be tied together just like this, so your fabric will be on the inside. So that's the fabric part. So I had a lot of fun pulling these papers, and I didn't want it to be so specific to Raggedy Ann that you couldn't use it with anything else. So what I did was I played off of the books. In this paper pack, you have, okay, so this is some really awesome wrapping paper. This is old wrapping paper. This is 1978, I believe. And I cut you a nice generous rectangle here. It looks like it's been stitched, but it hasn't. But oh my gosh, it's like the perfect Raggedy Ann red and blue. And then it's double-sided. Then I pulled another piece of wrapping paper that I thought would complement that. And then a piece of actual Raggedy Ann. And I think this might be Raggedy Ann Christmas wrapping paper, but you'll get 3 full squares of Raggedy Ann in this wrapping paper. So there's 3 pieces of wrapping paper. I had some of these shape books. They were put out by Hallmark, but they were like greeting card type books. And so I have some of those, and I pulled them. I think this one's my favorite one. This is Belindy, Beloved Belindy, and this was one of Raggedy Ann's friends. And so I pulled pages from the books, and so you'll get 2 pages from the books. So, and it'll just be an assortment of, I just pulled from, these are the 3 books that I had, so I just pulled from these. So you'll get 2 pages from that. You get this cute little envelope that I thought looked like Raggedy Ann, and inside of it I have just added a couple of journaling cards with some coordinating scrapbook paper, and then a couple of Raggedy Ann cards, playing cards. Then I pulled from some scrapbook paper. So this is 6x6 scrapbook paper. It's one-sided. I want to say it's some sort of a name brand. I'm not for sure. maybe Studio Calico. I've had it for quite a while, so it's nice quality. And again, it just kind of, the colors were ones that I felt like went with this kit, and it's more of a cardstock weight. A piece of vintage stationery. And then pulling on the whole theme of the cookie snatcher and the birthday parties, I went and pulled from some recipe books that I had. So one of which being the Betty Crocker's cookie book, because to me this went with the cookie snatcher. So I pulled some recipes from this. So little recipe cards of like parties that has to do with that 5 birthday parties in a row book. So some party, little recipe cards for kids' parties. A nice thick recipe card about cookies. And then some recipe pages from the cookie book, and I tried to get ones that had cookie illustrations or cookie photos, and then you'll get one of your pages will be a full photo page of some fun type of kid cookies or cakes to go along with that fun Raggedy Ann theme. Then, do you remember these paint with water books? So I have a Raggedy Ann's paint with water book, and oh my gosh, it was 75 cents at the time. And so what I did was I pulled some pages. So you'll get 3 pages from the Raggedy Ann paint with water book. The paints are intact and I have not done anything with them. So it's blank on one side. And then when I went through and I pulled these, I tried to make sure you had a really good picture of Raggedy Ann in at least 1 or 2 of the pages, and then you might have another character. Like this one has all 3 Raggedy Ann, but you might have another character in the 3rd page. So, and they'll all be different. And you, like I said, you've got that paint with water. And so this is just pigment right here, and you just put water on it and it'll activate it. Now, I haven't tried it. I don't know if it'll work. This book is from 1988, so it's quite a few years old. I don't know. Be interesting to see if they work, but nonetheless, they're very, very cute. Okay, then I had an old Raggedy Ann coloring book. And the thing I loved about this old Raggedy Ann coloring book is that some of the pages were colored and some were not. So I'm going to give you pages that were not colored, and one of your pages will be like a paper doll page, so you can actually cut out the clothing if you wanted to. Okay, so I'll give you ones that have no coloring on them, and then I will actually give you ones that have been colored by Wendy and Wendy's friends, and Wendy did a good job of coloring. So you can see that they're blank on one side, colored on the other. Some of them might be colored on both sides, but like I said, there will be 3 that have no color on them, and then 2 that have color on them. So 5 total. So you get coloring book pages, the paint with water pages, the cookie and birthday party recipe cards, stationery, scrapbook paper, envelope cards, the shape storybook paper, wrapping paper, fabric, the yarn card with a ribbon, and a book. And you will get to choose what book you want based on the listings that I have in Etsy. I will place them. That's how you'll pick which one you want. You'll just pick which book, and then all the other things will be the same that comes with it. Maybe not the exact same design, but it will be from the same sources. So guys, I hope you like this. They are already in my shop. So when you see this video, that means that they have already been posted in my shop. And I have a plan that I want to do Raggedy Ann this month. I've got a couple other ones that I've got planned for next month. One may be Rainbow Bright. I got to see how much stuff I can get, but this is my plan. And like I said, I have about 5 different themes that I want to release over the next few months. So we're going to start off with the Raggedy Ann journal kit. It is in my shop. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're healthy. I hope you're happy, and I hope you do something creative today. Bye.